It's Nick's Psychotronic History of Sci-Fi. By 1912, science fiction was a thing, though most people still didn't respect it, often shucking it to the cheap section of the bookstore, printing it on flimsy pulpwood magazines. This is where we get the term pulp fiction, though of course I'm not talking about the movie. Well, it's quoted at the beginning, but still. Probably the first pulp sci-fi magazine was Amazing Stories, started by Hugo Gernsback, the man for whom the Hugo Awards, the most prestigious award in science fiction, would be named. I would have done a video on him, but I've never read any of his work, and I am strapped for time. However, there was a magazine called All Story, which accepted a novel from a little adventurer named Edgar Rice Burroughs, a simple story of a man transported to Mars and the hero he became. This is where the Space Marine was born, a man pure of heart who had died for the hand of a beautiful princess. This hero was named John Carter, and the story was framed as though it was actually being told by him, having taken a sojourn from his adventures on Mars. Many contend Carter was the first superhero, as he's an alien who's able to use the planet's lighter gravity to give himself enormous strength and defeat anybody in his way. Mars, or Barsoom as the natives call it, is populated with fantastic creatures, 10-foot-tall green men with 4 arms, 15-foot-tall albino apes with 4 arms, humanoid red men, humanoid yellow men, 8-legged horses, 10-legged frog dogs, blue plant men. The list goes on, but you get the idea. Burroughs' images are so clear, most people see the same thing he describes time and time again, just with the simple language that he uses that can relate to everybody. Of course, Carter wasn't even his most famous character, oh no. He also created Tarzan of the Apes, the immortal classic that has gone on to define the century. He also had a series about Venus, about the center of the Earth, about the moon, several historical novels, and even things set in then modern times. Barsoom alone had 11 volumes, Tarzan had 24, and the others went on and on and on, getting turned into movies and making him ridiculously rich, not to mention influencing generations of writers and filmmakers. I love these things. I just love them to death. They're so formulaic. They're so cheesy, but you read them and you're just like, yeah! You want to see the hero win. You want to see the bad guy lose. You want everything to turn out well, just because, well, that's the way it is. I highly recommend these novels, especially to the younger crowd. I read them when I was 15, because unless you're completely devoid of a sense of adventure, you should come away from these with a smile on your face. Burroughs wrote about the glories of humanity and the heroes therein, but in our next vid, we'll go away from the height of human achievement to the depths of darkness and insanity.